Back from the dead.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mickey C and welcome to another League of Legends video. And in this video I want to talk about Yasuo and the changes to Trinity Force. So for you guys who do not know, in patch 6.11 Trinity Force is now going to build out a Stinger instead of Zeal. The total price is going to be reduced slightly, but the attack speed is going to be increased to 40% from 15%, and the cooldown reduction is going to be increased from 10% to 20%, but the major change that affects Yasuo players is that the critical strike chance is going to be completely removed. So that essentially means that you can no longer get 100% crit chance with Yasuo with just the two items, either Static Shiv or Phantom Dancer, along with Trinity Force. And so this means you have to get Infinity Edge to get 100% crit chance on Yasuo. Obviously you can get something like Essence Reaver, but that item is completely trash on Yasuo, so I do not recommend it. You can also get both Static Shiv and Phantom Dancer to get 100% crit chance, but once again, getting both those items I do not recommend on Yasuo, as this means Yasuo won't have much attack damage. With all this being said, I decided to look up a few high elo Yasuo mains and to see what they were building, and to my surprise, in a few games, not many games, but in a few games they were actually building Black Cleaver and IE instead of going Trinity Force. Another player who I saw do this was Way of the Tempest, who I previously made a video on him having a 95% win rate with Yasuo to Diamond 1, and he recently started streaming and he said he much prefers right now going with Phantom Dancer into Black Cleaver, and then the third item being Infinity Edge, where you would cap his 100% crit. There will be a link in the description of my previous video and his stream for you guys to go check out. So you may be wondering why go with the Black Cleaver. Well, firstly, let's take a look at the item. So in base stats it gives you 300 health, 50 attack damage and 20% cooldown reduction, and then has two unique passives. So firstly, dealing physical damage to an enemy champion reduces their armor by 5% for 6 seconds. This can stack up to 6 times to a maximum of 30% armor reduction. Then its second passive is very similar to the passive you receive from Trinity Force, as they both build out of Phage, and this is dealing physical damage grants 20% movement speed for 2 seconds, and assists on enemy champions then grant 60 movement speed instead for 2 seconds. So you can see how good this item can be against tanks, and it's fairly easy for Yasuo to stack up that armor reduction due to him mostly building attack speed and his low cooldown of Q. This item also synergizes really well with Fever of Battle, so you can win those long trades, particularly against the tanks. So with all that being said, the Black Cleaver build is probably much better to go with in the top lane rather than the mid lane. So with the removal of crit chance from Trinity Force, you may ask why go with Black Cleaver instead of Trinity Force, because now you can build Phantom Dancer, Infinity Edge and Trinity Force without capping critical strike. So firstly, Black Cleaver is about 600 gold cheaper, and because IE is also really expensive, building IE and Trinity Force will take a really long time. So if you go with Black Cleaver, you'll be able to complete IE much sooner, and hence your power spike will then be much sooner. Secondly, Trinity Force provides mana. It gives you 250 mana, and obviously mana is completely useless on Yasuo, so if you go with the Black Cleaver, there will be no wasted stats. Thirdly, Black Cleaver obviously gives you armor reduction, which Trinity Force doesn't provide. This allows you to duel against tanks 1v1 and increases your split push potential, and allows you to be more of a threat on the map. However, Trinity Force does provide that 40% attack speed, so if the enemy team comp doesn't have much armor, it will probably be much more beneficial to go with Trinity Force or another item such as Bloodthirster if you're looking for that lifesteal, or if you want to be more bruiser type, you can try out Frozen Mallet. So finally, let's talk about the build and a standard build path. So here's a good example you can use against an AD tank or bruiser, which you'll commonly see in the top lane. So you want to look at getting an early Phage, followed by a Zeal, and then you can build into a Phantom Dancer. Then you can complete your Black Cleaver, and then finally get the Infinity Edge as your third item. Boots I mostly recommend are probably Merc Treads in most situations, and you can look to get these boots or complete these boots after completing your first or second item. Other boots I recommend is probably Tabbies if they don't have much CC or magic damage. You can also get Boots of Swiftness. However, Boots of Swiftness are being nerfed in patch 6.11, so I'm not sure if they're going to be as good as they are now. There's also Berserker Greaves, but I don't really recommend getting those boots at all. So after your core build, here are some good examples of some situational items that you can get. So if you want some lifesteal, you can get either Bloodthirster or Mercurial Scimitar. If you want some magic resist, you can get more of Marmorius or Spirit Visage. And if you want some armor, you can get something like a Randuin's or a Sunfire Cape. Obviously there's many other items that are decent on Yasuo as well, but these are just some good examples that I've decided to show you guys. So I'm going to give you two examples of a final build. So firstly, here's a build that does a lot of damage. You got a Phantom Dancer, Black Cleaver, Infinity Edge, a Bloodthirster, Guardian Angel, and Merc Treads. And here's a tankier build example against a mixture of AP and AD damage. So a Phantom Dancer, Black Cleaver, Infinity Edge, Spirit Visage, a Randuin's, and a Merc Treads obviously. So that's going to be the end of the video. I definitely recommend you guys trying out this build and see for yourself whether you like it or not. If you did like this video, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe.